everyone, I'm Kelsey,
And I'm J Pet.
and you're listening to the Box Offices podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Please be sure to leave us a star rating or review wherever you're listening to this episode.
Watching a bad movie is like witnessing a serious crime, but have no fear. The box offices are here. Each episode, Kelsey, Georgette, and I will review a new movie, and at the end of each episode, we'll classify the film according to the severity of punishment. But this isn't a film this time, right?
This is so true.
Yeah.
Normally, I would say films can be convicted of a felony, a misdemeanor, an infraction, or on the rare occasion found innocent. But this week, we are going to be reviewing a TV show, or more so
Mhm.
a series finale instead, for
Maybe
the
like a
amazing. Yeah, honestly, like,
web series.
this is
Yeah.
our first web series, our first,
Yeah.
like, turned Netflix, turned theater release.
YouTube series. Yeah.
Yes, but we will be discussing the Amazing Digital Circus. So if you're not caught up, you're going to want to pause this now, go watch it. It's a quick, short watch, and then come back. But we're going to get into the episode. So basically, we like this show and we were like, hey, we've done TV shows before. Why not give it a shot? So the Amazing Digital Circus ended on June 19th. They had their series finale come out, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's a total of 9 episodes. They're really short, really sweet. When did you start watching the show?
I think I started watching the show as soon as episode 2 came out. Because I remember
Mm-hmm.
seeing episode 1 drop, and I guess it hadn't gotten as much buzz yet. Because I think I saw it as soon as it dropped. It hadn't gotten super like I saw it was popular on YouTube, but it wasn't like popular like on social media like that yet. And then as soon as episode 2 dropped, that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is just gonna be like this is like the next trend, or like just like the next series to watch. But then I watched episode 1, watched episode 2, and I liked it. So that was like way back in like 2023, even though it doesn't even feel like it. Like it does not
Mm-hmm.
feel like that much time passed. But yeah, what about you?
I didn't start it till this year. Someone told me about it. I guess everyone was talking because of like episode 8, and that's how I heard about it. And I
Yeah.
caught up this year before the finale, which was nice because I kind of got to binge it, and then I only had to wait like a few months before the finale. Like I didn't have to wait years for
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
episodes.
You
So
did
that
find
was
out about it
really
like
nice.
yeah, you did find out about it like 2 years. I mean 2 months ago.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was just like literally perfect timing. And I'm a big binge watcher. So that was
Mhm.
great because the episodes are nice and short and sweet. Do you
Yeah.
have a favorite character?
I think my favorite character, I'm not gonna say my favorite character is Jax. No. I
That's
don't think Jax
okay.
will be yeah.
Even
Even though
though
I mean
that's
like
what everyone in the world is going to say, but that's okay.
I guess. Nah, my favorite character will probably be Kane. Either Kane or Kinger. Either Kane or Kinger.
Those are both great
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah. What about you?
I would also say Kane. I just think he's hilarious, even though he's
Yeah.
obviously at times their antagonist. I think he is
Yeah.
so funny. The
Yeah,
first
he's
time I
funny.
turned the show on and I had no idea what to expect because when people were telling me about it, I did not like Google it. I just like went and put it on and I said, what is that? Like he
Yeah.
specifically was very like, I didn't like that at first, but he's funny to me. And
Yeah.
I keep texting that picture of him. I'm always texting
Oh
pictures
yeah,
of him
that
to
little
people.
jazz picture.
I don't know why, but like the pose, I'm gonna put the picture in there. The pose
It's
reminds
just
me
the
of
snapping, is
jazz.
that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's giving jazz. So anytime I say the word jazz, which is more often than I think anybody else would use it, I send that
Mhm.
picture too. And
Mhm.
it's just perfect. It's the perfect,
Yeah.
got it kind of meme.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely liked Kane. I like Kane, and I also liked his interactions with Bubble sometimes. Even though
Yeah,
Bubble could be
Bubble's
just like
crazy.
just straight up like random, but I mostly like Kane. And then when it came to Kinger, I liked Kinger. I like Kinger's sane moments, and then I
Yeah.
also like the moments where, oh man, there was just one moment. He was just like he did something real cool. It was like they were like playing with guns, and they
Mhm.
get into a gunfight with Kinger, and then that scene of them like shooting at each other. I like Kinger for that because I mean, if you actually thought about it, they were in the dark, so it was like in that moment, Kinger actually had some sanity. So he was like
Yeah,
just shooting. He was popping off. I was like, oh shoot.
that's so funny.
Yeah. What episode was that? That was
I
yeah.
think
They all get guns.
that was episode 6, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
so funny. I
Yeah.
do you is that like your favorite episode, or do you have like a favorite or not
Uh,
really?
I
A favorite
think
scene? I don't know.
yeah. I think my favorite would probably be dang. I can't because I feel like I've watched all of these episodes like once, so I'd really have to go back through them to like give you like a
For
true
sure.
answer. But
That's
I did
fair.
like They All Get Guns, and I think a runner up would probably be the one with Gummy Goo. Yeah,
Yes.
the Gummy Goo. You know the alligator guy.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a little creepy to me, but also
really.
like very good. I mean, yeah, it was just weird with the
Yeah,
alligators. Anytime they have the
yeah.
alligators in the like dark, I don't know how to describe those scenes, but they like switch to being like mean. Do you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
that
Yeah.
that was the previous episode. I'm talking about the one where they're in that Candy Kingdom, and
Yeah, before
yeah,
things, I think that was like episode
yeah,
2 maybe.
yeah, like episode. Yeah, it was literally episode two. So
Mhm.
yeah, pretty much the episode I was introduced on. But yeah,
Mhm.
one that's kind of like where the alligators come from. One of the alligators, his name is Gummy Goo, and he basically gains like sanity for a second because he realized he's like an NPC.
Yeah, that's so creepy to me. A
Yeah,
sentient being is like
yeah.
crazy.
But I mean, that episode was funny to me too. But I like the show because it's had like a lot of like funny, like it has a whole lot of fun in it, a whole lot of jokes, but then it can get real like serious too. Like it can take itself seriously at the same time instead of everything just being like a joke, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like if people, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Like we're talking about the finale, so in my head, I'm thinking like, did you want to go to like based off like each episode, or did you want to like kind of like accumulate everything that's happened into the finale?
I think we should say like based on everything we've seen, like we watched
Yeah.
episodes 1 through 8. Did we feel like the finale was a satisfying finale, or did we feel like more should have happened? So I guess like did it
Mhm.
give that the story was finished properly or not? As a
Got
fan
you.
of episodes 1 through 8, did the
I say,
finale leave you feeling empty, I guess?
yeah. I'll give my opinion on the finale. I feel like as a whole, the series, the whole plot of it and everything, the whole storyline is great. Like it's amazing. Like I felt like I was looking forward to every episode that came out, and that's pretty much how everybody felt. I think the finale left some context wanted. I feel like the finale, it was just kind of like missing, it was missing a couple things. But I say overall, I really did like, I like the finale a lot. Like it actually got me like a little emotional, at some points. But
Mhm.
I wish the ending would have been a bit better. I wish it kind of would have focused a bit more on Kane's Kane's development too. Because I mean, you kind of see him do his thing with the shapes and in the computer world and everything, and it was kind of like he came to the realization that he had been this ringmaster a little bit too quickly. I feel like that development could have happened either throughout the episode. I feel like that development could have happened throughout the episode, and I also feel like the plot that was kind of revealed could have, or like because I mean, like I'm looking at what he's doing with these shapes and stuff, and I'm in my head, I'm wondering, okay, like what does that have to do with anything? It kind of like it kind of seemed like he was trying to figure out this puzzle. And I wish there would have been some more like context there because you kind of have to go back and piece it together yourself. And with this being the finale, it was like, I understand that he's an AI, he deals with code. Is this stuff supposed to represent the code he's working with? Is this stuff like, you know, what was the blue circle he pulled out of his head? Was that another AI he was combined with? And why was he able to do that, this whole time, but he didn't? Just some things that were just left out. And I'd also say the part where, you remember the part where Jack's abstracted? I
Yes.
think, I feel like that happened super suddenly. Or was it just me? Like, did I skip
No.
ahead in the video or something? Because it seemed like remember when Jax was walking up to talk to Pomni, but then he turned around and then he did it again. I guess he turned around and then the next scene, it's like showing an abstraction just running around. And in my head, I'm like, oh, who's that? But then like just in a couple seconds, they're talking about it. It's a Jax. And I'm like, okay, did I miss something? Like what happened?
Mm-mm.
Like it just kind
Yeah.
of like he just extracted out of nowhere. I feel like they should have made that a bigger deal, as in showing it actually happening and not just, skipping to the aftermath where they're all kind of like hiding from him
Mm.
and you kind of don't know what's going on, what the plan is, because it seemed like Pomni and Ragatha, they had that little friendship moment, and you're like, okay, why are they, looking at each other like that, like walking away from each other? It's like, what's about to happen? Then you find out Pomni's about to go after Jax, but I'm like, okay, like, when did we hear about that plan?
Yeah.
Why did Jax abstract all of a sudden? It was just little things like that that I was like, man, y'all could have like put more time into the finale. But I did like the ending. I did like the ending of it where he shows them what they're doing in like reality and stuff. And he's kind of like, I'm going to give you guys the freedom to do what you want here, since they're basically like stuck there forever,
Yeah.
which is a crazy
I was gonna
it's a crazy
say,
thought.
yikes.
Yeah. It's bittersweet because I mean the reason they're stuck there is because they put that helmet, that gear thing on. And what that thing does is it basically duplicates your consciousness and puts it into the computer. So you have a consciousness in real life that's doing exactly what you would do if you were in the real world. And then you have this consciousness in this fake reality that
Mhm.
is literally stuck there. You can't die. You can't I mean, I when I think of it, I'm like, okay, imagine being somewhere where you're just like there for eternity. It's almost like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a hell,
I
even
was
though
gonna
it's
say, like,
not,
literally help.
yeah, even though they're not burning or anything, it's kind of like, okay, how long before,
You
like,
abstract, basically.
yeah, like at that point, you're gonna have to create me a huge fake world with a bunch of different NPCs, everybody with a different personality. Like it's gonna have to be like an exact replica of the outside world, and then find some way to unplug me. Like find some way to unplug me later on, so I don't have to like live past a million years or something like that. So it was kind of bittersweet, and it was also kind of like, dang, so they didn't get out. Not that they really could have, because they're kind of like a computer file. They don't really exist like that. But still, it was just like, dang, that's tough. But if they're happy, I'm happy. So, the ending, and then you got to see them in real life too. So that was cool.
Mm.
You know, seeing how they're doing in actual real life. But that's my take on it. What about yours?
I would say that there's a lot to unpack here.
Mm,
To some of the points you made, I think that I also would have liked a little bit more context around some of the things that Kane specifically was doing.
yeah.
And just like the background, like, why did these people specifically put these headsets on? Or like, and part of it, I'm like, did I miss something? But I don't think
Hmm.
I did. I'm like, what brought them to the company to put the headsets on to download into this? Like, that would have been nice to know. I know we saw their real life people, but it's like, why are you guys all at the same bus stop? Is this just like fate, or like what am I
Yeah.
supposed to take from this? And I think just like context on the company and then all those scenes with like the shapes and stuff, like I thought it was cool. But again, like you said, like what's going on here exactly? Like I
Yeah.
think the only time it kind of made sense was like in an earlier episode when he basically like I don't know if he killed the other AI or the first one or whatever, like
Yeah, yeah.
that part made sense, but anything after that, I did not understand. I did feel also that I like Jax. I think he's cool. I think he's an interesting character. That being said, it's the Amazing Digital Circus, not the Amazing like Jax show. I felt like the
Yeah.
entire finale really centered around him, and I think part of that is just like fan service because he was so loved by all the fans. So they're like, he's the most popular, like let's boost him up a bit. Okay, cool. But I just think there's just like so much room to explore with all the characters. I do feel like Kinger got a little bit more of his moment and I was happy about because I think he was the person I was like most curious about.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, like Jax took up like majority of the finale, and I agree. The abstraction thing seemed, I, I guess I kind of saw it coming because he was tweaking. He was tweaking for a
Yeah.
while, but it's like, dang, I did kind of think he was gonna make. I thought all of them were gonna get out. I will say I think obviously like in my heart I wanted them all out. But like just story-wise, I think it's smart that they didn't. It's just
Mhm.
like probably the most realistic thing. And I think sometimes we get movies where it's like or like TV shows where the finale is like wrapped up perfectly. And this was one where they were like, nope, it's just like reality, like deal with it. And I think that's cool and very adult.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I thought it was cool. I'm not going to say it was a really good episode. Even the montage with Jax and the doors, like Pomni going into all the doors, that was interesting. Pomni and Ragatha, that was interesting. That moment when Kane is like, "Where's Kinger?" My entire theater, because I saw it in
Yeah.
theaters, everybody was like, it was so funny. Like everybody was like literally like,
Yeah, that's how I
no,
felt
we
when it
don't
happened.
mess up, you know? There's just like a lot of cool moments. And of course, it's still funny. I like that they made Kane like kind of come to Jesus in the end, but that's also like,
Yeah.
well, he's a really intelligent AI. So maybe it's realistic for him to evolve. I kind of think like it would have taken more time, maybe, but also like, what is time in there, anyways? But he was just like, oh no, I've been tweaking. Let me pull it together.
Yeah.
And I like that he became a part of the family. So that part was nice. So I would say overall, did I leave thinking greatest series finale ever? No. But did I leave
Yeah.
thinking, oh, that was another good episode? For sure. I think I'm okay with the series being over. Like, I'm gonna miss it, but I feel like this was a conclusion, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Series finales are hard, so I'm not gonna, like, I don't know what I would have changed. I think maybe distributed some of the runtime, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, I felt like it was cool. Like, I just wanted more like technical information about like I don't know what happened here. Like why like I still want to understand how we got here. Like take me through the steps. I understand the whole headset thing
Hmm.
and they're copied, but I wanted a little bit more background on this company cuz like are they out there still doing this? Like cuz that would mean more
Yeah.
people are coming into the circus. Like give me the deets, you know?
Yeah. More background on the company. For one, how did Kane survive being deleted? You know, how did he just come back from being deleted?
Yes.
That was just kind
When
of out of nowhere. Because I
yeah.
saw Kane pop up and I'm like, okay, I thought you were dead. But
Yeah.
then
And
you
he should have
just
been.
yeah, I'm like, then you just manifest somehow. Like,
That was crazy. And in the theater, that was
yeah,
another moment when everybody was like gasping because they were like,
yeah,
what the? Like,
yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was that. And then also, because you remember the last episode where Kane was kind of like exposing like all of their like fears or whatever, I guess. Like when he was tormenting them, each of them had something where it's like, okay, Pomni had those alligators around her. Jax, he was having his skin pulled off and being exposed, and I guess his extracted friends haunting him. And then you had Zubul, and she's like drowning in a bunch of parts and stuff like that. And then you have Gangle, and I'm like the digital circus. I feel like the digital circus. Yes, Jack stood out, but at the same time, the story is about all of them. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
get you guys showing Jax's backstory throughout the movie and how he's kind of like the hardest to reach out of the group. But I would have liked to see everybody's backstory, you know? I
Mhm.
would have liked to see, stuff from Ragatha's perspective, stuff from Gangles, stuff from Zubul's, I'm like, they really made most of this finale about Jax. And I'm like, yeah, he's a cool character. He's like really interesting. But there was just more things that could have been answered besides his backstory just, alone. Now, I would say it was pretty cool seeing Rivet and Kaufmo, the clown guy. It was actually kind of funny, just like,
Yeah.
Kaufmo, you have a regular voice. You don't have this
Yeah.
goofy clown, this goofy clown voice. I'm like, oh, you just have like a regular guy voice. And then,
Yeah.
Rivet, she seemed very like,
I
I don't
liked
know.
her.
Yeah, I liked Rivet. I don't know. She just seemed very like feminine but playful at the same time.
Mhm.
And it was cool seeing like Jax kind of like be more of a softie, around those two rather
Yeah.
than, an asshole. Well, my bad. Rather than a jerk, what I'm saying? Rather than a jerk that he
Yeah.
is throughout most of the series. It was kind of like it was nice seeing like the duality. But it definitely did hurt seeing him like, reject Ribbit. I'm just like, what are we doing? Like I just saw Obsession. Now I'm watching this guy fumble and it's like it hurts. Yeah, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it was bad.
It
But
was
they could have done
bad.
it, yeah. But they could have kind of wrapped that up and gave us some more, just fleshed out the rest of the characters more in the finale because we're not going to see these characters again, you know. And then also made Kane's whole dilemma a little bit easier to understand because I'm thinking Kane is gone and like this after the last episode, I'm thinking Kane is gone. How do we like are they gonna get him back? Because the circus
Mm.
is in array. They probably can't get out without Kane or whatever. And I'm like, okay, how are they gonna get him back? But then in this movie, he just kind of like he pops up again and then figures out how to get back to the circus. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, it's like there
Convenient.
was no explanation. Yeah, like how convenient. It's just like, yeah, I liked the finale. I wouldn't say it's the best finale though, but I do give it a like good. Like if I could rate it, it'd just be like, like 7 out of 10. I think the parts I felt emotional at were just, probably, when Pomni came to save Jax and she hugged them and stuff like that. And then also just like seeing the characters you've been watching for the past couple of years just kind of like say their goodbyes in a way, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
like, dang, I'm not, it's like, dang, this is the end of it. Like, man, yeah.
I think it's sad that Jax never like healed and like I don't know. I think it's realistic because in life there are people. It's like no matter how many
Yeah.
people are genuinely trying to help you, like you're just gonna self sabotage and there's nothing we can do about it. But like I kind of was really rooting for him to like. Even though he messed up things with Kaufmo and Ribbit, I was like, this is like your second chance. And it's sad that like it just didn't work out for him and he literally abstracted and it's done.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that like they have the little aquarium looking abstracted thing for them now, but
Yeah.
it's like bittersweet. It's like he's fine, but like this just didn't have to happen, but I did like it. What would you say your conviction is?
Yeah.
What are you convicting this series of? Finale.
That and the fact that I was expecting that they'd be able to do something with the abstractions other than just letting them be abstracted,
Yeah,
Because
that's
at the
sad
end, I
too.
thought I thought Pomni was actually finding a way to bring somebody back from an extraction, you know.
Mm.
But then, Jax just kind of remains how he is, and then you have the other abstractions there, and I'm like, man, it would have been nice to see Kinger with his queen again, and see Rivet and Kaufmo and everybody else. And who was, did you see Kane kind of like pop a character, create this character, and they popped into the circus when he was doing all of that coding and digital stuff? And then somebody just randomly popped up on stage, and I was like, who was that? Do you remember
I
that
don't
part?
remember. No.
I'll have to
I
send you
believe
the
you.
clip later. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to send you the clip later because now that I think about it, there was like literally like no follow-up on that at all. So yeah. But for this, I'm gonna give it a heavy infraction just because I remembered that last part right there. I'll give it a heavy infraction for that and then the things I mentioned. But I did like the finale. I'm gonna miss the show. And I think I think out of all the episodes, this was probably like top three, if not,
Yeah.
yeah, probably top three. But I'll give it a heavy infraction. I was expecting a bit more, but I mean, this series made its mark already. Like, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not like a Game of Thrones type situation.
Tea. That is still a sore subject.
Yeah.
I am going to also give it an infraction. I
Mm,
think that there was just a lot of opportunity for them to reveal things to us. I think part of the issue is like you don't wait till the series finale to reveal everything, anyways. It's
yeah.
best to probably reveal things over time. So, which I think they kind of did. Especially through like Kinger and
Inger.
Pomni, like really showing us some of that
Yeah.
background
I
stuff. But
feel
I
like that's
think,
what hooked most people, just Kinger. I think
yeah,
they did
he
really good with the lore when it came to him.
for sure. And it was
Yeah.
important too, because otherwise I'm like, we're just goofing around here. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the things in the finale were a little bit convenient. And some of the things I would have loved some like real solid answers on. But overall, like vibe wise, like taking away those points of like criticism, I think it was so fun to watch. Like, I really had a lot of fun
Mm,
watching it. And for the theater showing, they put episode 8 like they put them together. So 8 and 9 were together. So it felt like a full
okay.
like movie thing. And
Yeah. It's like an
those
hour and a
really
half.
about, yeah. And it flowed so well together. And I just think that it was a fun watch and very creative characters. And the ending, even though I had so many questions about like little details, what they did give me was like somewhat helpful. And I feel like the way they let the characters, like, even though you're not leaving, here's like who you are like in the real world, that was a very sweet moment that we got to
Mm,
watch. And so I thought that was cool. And so there's just like a lot. I laughed a lot, I gasped, I don't know, Kane was creepy and sweet. And it's just
yeah.
like, what more can I want? It's just like those little things I think they could have cleaned up around the edges. But to people who like hate it, I don't fully understand. Like, some like you gotta sometimes just do things for fun. And I feel like just watching this for fun, like I had a great time. It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it for the circus,
I'm
the
so sad.
digital gang. Yeah.
They're all over my TikTok. Like, do I start playing Fortnite now? Like, I don't know what to do.
Just because they're in Fortnite.
Yeah,
That's fine. I
it's
mean, shoot, they
exciting.
got plenty of time to do whatever, so that's probably why they ended up there.
They can ride the coattails on this thing. The fact that it made it to Netflix and to
Yeah.
theaters is like such an accomplishment. And I think that this was great. And I also like that they ended it. Not everything needs to be 5 seasons long. They said, this is the story, like, take it or leave it, you know? And I thought it was like, I don't know, very perfect.
Yeah.
I love a limited series. Give me one season and tell me a story, like, just give it to me. You know, now
Hmm.
next week we are going to be reviewing Supergirl. So,
Yeah.
you know, this is going to be a really good summer. I feel like that's really kicking off summer for us. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Hopefully it's as good as the first the other Superman movie.
I love
I did
that.
see the full trailer for Supergirl though, and I was like, it kind of hyped me up a little bit more because they
Okay.
had a really cool scene with her doing like laser vision. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Up to that point, I was kind of just like, you know, they could do better with the marketing or whatever, but now I'm actually a little excited. So
I'm
we'll see
excited
how well it
too.
does on the next episode, guys.
Yes. You guys, be sure to leave us a review, give us your thoughts on the Amazing Digital Circus. But otherwise, we will see you guys here next week to review Supergirl on the Box Officers podcast.